So we're just starting August. I thought I would just kind of bring a childcare update forward for the summer. As much as it's been summer holidays, things are still happening in our advocacy and in childcare and politics. I think one of the big ones for our association is that we have become part of a formal national committee on childcare reform. This is a committee that is made up of actual active on the ground childcare operators, nonprofit childcare operators, for-profit childcare operators across the country. So far, we have 6 provinces that have joined us and more coming. So I think this is going to be very successful in bringing a voice from the front line of childcare, those who know it best, the operators, and to really advocate for all of the families that are not included in this $10 a day program, families that choose programs that are not a facility-based daycare, which is really largely this program, and families who are sitting on the huge wait lists that are really not even as far as being part of this program and likely will not ever be part of this program because their children will likely age out before they ever get a space in this $10 a day program. So our national committee is going to be starting to take off shortly. We're launching a campaign. There'll be a lot of awareness, a lot of activity around making sure that parents' choice is represented in a national program moving forward, making sure that the provincial jurisdiction of childcare is really respected as we roll out another childcare program or amend this childcare program to meet that constitutional jurisdiction. And we're looking for envelope funding. We're looking for a specific amount of money, which has already been allocated and budgeted under this program, to be put forward to provinces for childcare. And I think, this is something that happens in Quebec, and I think it's not far-fetched to say that every other province really does know its families better than the federal government, and having a made in Ottawa plan for childcare under a federal government that doesn't regulate childcare, that doesn't build childcare, doesn't really know childcare, has turned out to be kind of a disaster over the last 3 years. So that's some of the things that we're going to be pushing forward under this national committee. So stay tuned on that. But one of the big things for us, I know that I was very excited to see this yesterday, and I will take it as a win for the voices of parents and childcare operators that has been put forward from all of the advocacy over the last 2 years. We had our federal Liberal Minister Sudds, yesterday make an announcement in New Brunswick that they would be allowing the province, gifting them with, I think, just over 665 private childcare spaces that private operators could now expand and open to help support the need for families in New Brunswick. And that's wonderful. I think we have always been advocating for equal access to this program to make sure that parents can actually get a spot, because this program is nothing if you can't actually access it. But one of the main things for me as a private operator and a parent in all of this is that we've really seen our federal government roll out a program totally based on political ideology, old research, stale rhetoric really around the fact that only nonprofit childcare has any level of quality. It's a whole conversation for another day, but we do all follow the same regulations, standards, and guidelines. So I find this a bizarre concept to really wrap my head around, and it's not something that I have experienced in childcare on the ground. But it is something that was really the foundation of our $10 a day program and the limitation of any private sector into this federal program. The program, we saw it fought in Parliament, in Senate, under Bill C-35 to try and have equal access, to expand this program to all forms of licensed childcare even. And that was turned down repeatedly by the federal government. It was absolutely not, only a nonprofit model, only publicly funded. Again, where's money coming from, but another conversation. So yesterday we had an announcement that suddenly our federal ministers are having a shift in perspective. And Minister Sudds actually was quoted saying, "We certainly recognize that there are many for-profit operators across this country who are providing high quality, much needed service, included here in New Brunswick." So this is a big deal for us because we have been shamed for being private operators, for being for-profit, for investing our own money in creating our childcare centers across the country. And to have the federal minister suddenly recognize that there is quality in all forms of childcare is a massive win for us and for parents, because this is the start of, I hope, an equitable childcare system across the country. I hope that this is, a platform that we can build from to really hold the government accountable and allow parents to have a choice in the types of care, and allow the people who have invested in childcare like me to be able to remain viable, but also to actively participate in this program and support the parents and families in our community. So yeah, that's a big one. I will link the article to this video for you, but I think I really hope that, I'm always one for trying to acknowledge when we have made a mistake, or, jumped on a bandwagon without understanding all of the facts. And I feel like the federal government created a childcare program without engaging with operators, without talking to parents, without understanding the, nuances and all the different structures and variations of childcare across our country. And hopefully this is, taking some accountability for where we are in our access crisis in Canada for childcare, and hopefully a really positive step forward. And I look forward to seeing what province is next in this private expansion.